I'm assuming you're here because this is a library. Yeah. So, what kind of books do you like? Maybe I can help you. Well, I have my personal favorites over here, but it sounds like you're going to need a library card first. I can help you with that. Obviously, I'm a librarian. It's going to take about 10 minutes, so why don't I just help you do that now, okay? Where is my pen? There it is. Let's open this up. Okay. Okay, so first I'm going to need your name, your first and last name. Okay, can you spell that for me? Okay, and your last name? Ooh, I've never heard that before. Alright, now I'm going to need your date of birth. I don't need the year. Okay. We can give library cards to whomever. I'm assuming you're over 18, correct? Okay, then we don't really need the year, then just between us, you know. Okay, what's your favorite genre? Genres like mystery, crime, romance, young adult, fiction, creative nonfiction, poetry. Okay. Alright. And then I'm going to need, what's the next thing that I need? They don't give us a list of these things. We just have to remember them. And I've only been here for a few weeks, you know, so I don't really know them by heart. Your name, your date of birth, your favorite genres. Do you have a favorite author? I guess that could be relevant, right? Oh, okay. And who else? Okay, nice. Those are some good authors. I think we may have a few of their books here, actually. I mean, this is a library. Your address. Yes, of course. That way, if you have any overdue books and we need to bill you for the overdue books, we can just mail you the bill instead of tracking you down. Yeah, okay. Okay, so what town is that? State? I have to ask. Because our library cards can go through multiple other states that this library chain is in, so it's not just relative to Indiana. Yeah, I know there's one in Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, Illinois, Michigan. Mainly the ones that are right around us, but they also spiderweb out into like the east and west coasts. Alaska and Hawaii, no. International, no. Just it's a United States chain, I'm sorry. And the zip code for your town? 5 digits, please. Okay, looks like we got your information. So I have your name, your date of birth, favorite genre, favorite author, your address. What else am I missing? I'm assuming you don't know. You're not a librarian, right? Okay. Well, let me just highlight the important things. So your name, check. Date of birth, check. Favorite genre, favorite author, your address. May I ask you how old you are? Oh, okay. So pretty young. You look good for your age. Okay, so now that I have all that information taken down on my notebook, I can transfer it over to your library card. We have a bunch of them. I know they look like index cards, but we do everything by hand here. Nothing's in the system. We still use library cards in the books. We still keep all the records in this one book right here, and then we give you this. So this is basically our copies in this book, your copies on this card. It's also a little cheaper, you know. We don't have to pay for computers as much. So now I'm just going to copy your information onto this card. Okay. I can't really streamline this process. This is how long it takes. I'm sorry. Excuse me. This is just how it is. Do you need to be somewhere? No, then you're fine. You're fine. That doesn't start for a few hours. Okay. So, let's put your name on here. Your name goes in the margin up at the top. Then we'll put your date of birth without the year. Your genres of choice. Your authors of choice. Do those authors particularly write in those genres? Do you know? You don't know? That's fine. And then I'm going to put down your library number. It's just a 10-digit number that is basically just going to, you can give us that instead of your card if you ever need us to look up your information. Yeah, it's written down at the bottom of every page, so it's predetermined. Kind of like a check. Whenever employers hand out checks to their employees, they have like a check number and they're all consecutive. Yeah. So yours is going to be 0, 0, 0, 0, 5, 9, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 3. Can you repeat that back? Not yet? Okay. I'll say it again. 0, 0, 0, 0, 5, 9, 9, 8, 1, 3. Would you like me to repeat that in Espanol? I mean, I get a kick out of it, so I'm going to do it whether you say yes or no. 0, 0, 0, 0, 5, 9, 9, 8, 1, 3. It's not that difficult. You can like write it on your palm, you can write it on your arm, or you can just keep this card with you. That's what most people do. Is that okay? Okay. This is your official, oh, it needs our trademark on the back. And then let me just go over that with this nice Sharpie here. It's not the most flattering of library cards. It's not like the evergreen system where they're all like laminated and perfect and green, but we do use this green Sharpie. So I'm going as fast as I can. I'm sorry if this isn't quick enough for you. This is just how long it takes to get a library card at our system here. Okay, I'll hurry along the process. Well, if I can pick up this library card. Here is your library card. I know it looks so official, doesn't it? It really does, in my opinion. I think it looks pretty good given the standards, you know. Well, this is your library card. So I'll just slide this over to you. I'll put your information booklet away. Let's go over some books, shall we? I have quite the stack here. Yeah, these are just some that people have returned, and I haven't put away yet because I've been busy. It's a hard job being a librarian, you know. I gotta put books away, give people library cards, talk to readers, discuss books. Yeah. It's a pretty stressful job at points, you know what I mean? No, you're okay. You can stay here as long as you need. Yes, of course. The library, this library in particular, is open 24 hours a day, 3 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Those are the 3 days that we're open. So we're open for a consecutive 72 hours. So if you need to get in here and write a paper that's due on Friday, you better come in on Wednesday and get that done. I know, isn't it so great that we're open 24 hours? I think it's a wonderful thing for a library to be open 24 hours. I mean, yeah, it's only 3 days, you know, but 3 out of 7, that's almost half. Half the week we are open. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. Anyway, why don't we just get into this book then, Okay, so the first book that I have is The Turn of the Screw and Other Short Fiction by Henry James. You may notice on some of these that these are used books. That's because we thrift a lot of our books from Goodwill, the Salvation Army. Sometimes we go to half-price books and get some books. We buy them from like college, university campus, like bookstores and stuff. The things that aren't in circulation anymore in the classes, we snatch up for just a few dollars. Yeah, and we just rent them for free. There's no monthly payment here. It's a great resource. Yes, I agree. Anyway, I'll just read you the back of this. That way you can get a little synopsis of what this book is about, and maybe you can choose it today, okay? We don't have a limit on how many books you can take. Well, technically, you're only allowed to take about 8 books at a time. Have 8 books checked out. But I'm not going to stop you from checking out like 10 or 12. They just won't be registered, you know. You just have to make sure you bring them back. You can have the books for up to 2 weeks. If you want them longer than 2 weeks, then you'll just have to bring them in at the 2-week mark and renew them. It's very simple. No, you can't do it online, unfortunately, because like I said earlier, all of our records are still on paper. Yes, just like 1975. Anyway, The Turn of the Screw, another short fiction. I'm sorry, I left my glasses at home, so I really can't see these books without really diving in, you know what I mean? To read a story by Henry James is to enter a world, a rich, perfectly crafted domain of vivid language and splendid, complex characters. Devious children, sparring lovers, capricious American girls, obtuse bachelors, Sibyline spinsters, and charming Europeans populate these 5 fascinating novels, works which represent the author in both his early and late phases. From the apparitions of evil that haunt the governess in The Turn of the Screw, to the startling self-scrutiny of an egotistical man in The Beast in the Jungle, the mysterious turnings of human behavior are skillfully and coolly observed, proving Henry James to be a master of psychological insight, as well as one of the finest stylists of modern English literature. So this is actually not just one book, but it's technically 5 stories in one. So this is like checking out 5 books, but only doing it once. So if you're interested in this one, you can check it out. Okay, the next one is by Herman Melville, Billy Budd, Bartley, and Other Stories. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of these words wrong. It's been a long day. My patience is wearing pretty thin, you know what I mean? So this is basically just a definitive edition of Herman Melville's short stories, American classics wrought with scorching fury, grim humor, and profound beauty. It's also basically brand new. The next book is by Jonathan Swift. I think you'll like this one. It's Gulliver's Travels. It's a fairly decent book. I felt something alive moving on my left leg. When bending my eyes downwards as much as I could, I perceived it to be a human creature, not 6 inches high. About this big, you know? I'm sure you've heard of Gulliver's Travels. You've probably even watched the few movies that have been produced regarding this kind of book. I'm not even going to read the back because I think you get the gist. Yes, it's a great book. I give it like an 8 out of 10 personally, but I haven't read it. These next few books are classics. I read them in high school. Yeah, I went to high school. How do you think I became a librarian? You have to have a degree for this now. I know, it's crazy. This is my all-time favorite book by Ray Bradbury. Unfortunately, he died. But most great authors are dead now, so. It's Fahrenheit 451. If you didn't know, 450 degrees, well, 451 degrees Fahrenheit is the temperature at which paper burns. That's important to know. This is just my little bookmark. I've been reading it on the side, you know. It has a great, musty, old book smell. The pages are a little yellowed. Can you hear that? That's just the backbone of a great book right here. Next up is another classic. It's by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I'm pretty sure he's also dead. The Great Gatsby. You may have seen this movie in the past few years. It has Leonardo DiCaprio in it. I know, isn't that crazy? But this one's hardback. One of the few hardbacks we have in the store. I just like tapping on books. I can't help it. It's like such a satisfying sound, you know what I mean? What? I didn't tell you my name. My name's Cathy. Yeah, a lot of people call me the Chatty Cathy of the library, but we're supposed to be quiet in libraries, but I'm the librarian, so if I want to talk at a normal tone, I think I should be allowed to. That does not go for you. You must whisper. Maybe even inaudibly. You've been kind of screaming this whole time. I know, I may be louder than you, but I'm the librarian. The rules don't apply to me. These next two books are basically book 1 and book 2 of the Writer's Notebook. If you like to write, I suggest these books for you. Unfortunately, these are the only copies of these two books we have, so if you do want to check them out, I would suggest checking one out at a time in case another fellow reader wants to read the other one. So the first one is the green one. It's a very dense book. The best authors of our time offer aspiring writers insight into the craft of writing. I think these are mainly for fiction writers. Fiction is different than creative nonfiction. I agree. But the green one is the first book of the set. The second book is the orange one, obviously. This has an introduction by Francis Prose. I don't think this one has an introduction, so they stepped up their game with the second one, you know what I mean? The best authors of our time offer aspiring writers insight into the same. They have basically the same back. They cut corners there, in my opinion. The next book we have is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, the original 1818 text, 3rd edition. It was edited by D.L. MacDonald and Kathleen Scherf. This one has a more plastic cover. It's not hardback, and I wouldn't consider it paper. I mean, I guess, but it feels a little thicker than some of these, but I do enjoy this book, yes. I've read it several times. Not the whole way through any of the times, but I read the first 15 pages about 87 times. I just can't get past it, you know. It's not my kind of book, but if you like it, then you like it. I give it a 7 out of 100. It's not that good. So that's all of these books. Do you have any that you want to check out right here? F. Scott Fitzgerald's Great Gatsby? Okay. You have to check out Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451 if you want to do that. I insist. Gulliver's Travels? Okay. Ooh, didn't mean to bump you. The First Handbook? Alright. Any others? You just want to check out those 4? Okay, if I could get your library... Actually, I don't need your library card. I have all the information right here. So let me just write down the titles of these books on this separate card. That way, I know what books you've checked out. Ooh, my tablecloth is wrinkling. So, The Writer's Notebook. I am going to get the ISBNs, if possible. Okay. Yet again, I left my glasses at home today, so I'm going to have to get pretty close to these books, okay? So 978 0979 4198 1, 2. Okay. Yes, I will set this in this little basket here for you. Next one is Gulliver's Travels. Let's check out the ISBN number of that one. 978, another 978, 014 1414 8949 5. Okay. Okay, Fahrenheit 451. ISBN 0345, convenient, 342 968. That was a pretty easy one to read. The other ones had stickers over the ISBNs. Next one, Great Gatsby. Let's check out the ISBN on that one, and then you can take these books home and read them all, okay? Actually, I don't know if I see an ISBN on this one. I may have to make one up. Nope, it says this one's from a high school. Yeah, so the ISBN's not listed. I'll just put down the author and I'll do some digging later. Fitzgerald. Okay, it looks like I got all of your information. I got all of your books ready to go. I got all 4 of them ready to go for you. I hope you can read these all in 2 weeks. Yes, you do need to return these in 2 weeks. And if you're not done with them in 2 weeks and you want to keep reading them, you have to come in and renew them. Yes, it's very, very vital. We don't want to lose any of our books. Even though we paid a few dimes on the dollar for them, we don't want to lose them to people. Especially people like you. Well, thank you so much for coming into our library. I hope you enjoy your experience here from this time out. It was great meeting you. Yet again, like I said, my name was Kathy. If you want to leave me a review over there in the suggestion box, I would greatly appreciate it. You can only leave good reviews here. That's what I expect. Well, I think it's very great that you're reading. Keep it up, and I will see you next time.